to the third episode of the Crash Your Mind podcast. I'm your host, Zane Mack, and joining me today is Deanna Smith.
Hi.
And Ken Meyer.
Hello.
Okay, so today we will be looking at some cymbal features from the past, present, not future, because we don't have that power. But we will be looking at just whatever we can see within these videos and just commenting. Any other comments from you guys before we start?
Yeah, these were features that we had kind of picked out that we thought were cool for one reason or another. So
yeah, I'm super excited to be here and actually get to be a part of this. So
yes, this is Ken's first episode.
hooray!
Yeah. Okay, so the first feature we'll be looking at is from Rise Percussion, their 2024 cymbal feature. So this is their past season that they just did. This is a lot video from them, and let's just jump into it. So one thing I want to point out from that one is I just love this guy in the second from the right, his little his head moving. I just like that because he's getting into it, and that's what this is all about, right? Like getting into your thing. But overall, their feature really note heavy in that little section right there. That part, just those hi-hats are layering, and I like the aspect that they have going on where it's like, I think it's going down and back up. I believe it's really fast, so I might have to slow it down a little bit. But do you guys see that? Oh, it's actually not quite doing that actually. It's kind of like jumping.
I think it's going down the line and then doing some kind of inside outside type thing.
Yeah.
Because the first one is a down the line.
That's really cool. Either way though, and they start off with, what do we call those? Bell? No, those are not bell taps. What are these?
Dings.
Yeah, dings. Everyone calls them a different thing, so it's just, we call them dings. Dingums.
yeah. Yeah, something I definitely noticed about a bunch of videos that we'll see today is that literally almost every single cymbal feature is just very triplet heavy.
Yes.
I think it's definitely
Cymbals
one of
love
those
triplets.
We sure do. It's very fun.
Yeah, I also like this little slicing of the neck afterwards.
The little
But
sheep thing. That was cool.
I think it kind of really contributes to the rest of it as well. And if you can't see what we're watching right now, you're only listening to us, a big thing about this feature is that they are really getting into it. So kind of what Zane mentioned in the beginning, one of the players is really grooving with his head, and the others are also kind of similarly really getting into it with their bodies and their heads. So you can see the energy through the feature, which I think really helps make you feel more engaged with it. And I think that little thing at the end, the cutthroat visual where they're slicing it across their neck, kind of just added to that confidence of it.
Oh wait, what did they do at the beginning here?
Unload.
Some fast flips.
Yeah, it looks like they did some continuous buckets into an unload into a reload, landing at that horizontal ding position or vertical ding position.
Yeah. Well, that was a good video. I think we can move on to the next one now. This next one is from Pulse Percussion, and this is their 2022 cymbal feature. Yeah. Very juicy. I love that. One thing I want to point out, I love the framing here. I have not seen this show, but the framing of like how the cymbals are like set is telling me that this main person is somewhat important to whatever's going on in their show. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that's what I'm getting from this. Anyone wanna?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can go ahead, Deanna.
yeah, I was gonna say, definitely, he helps to kind of like start the energy and start the momentum of the whole like feature. I think like at the very least, like that is their, at the very least, that is their section leader. As he kind of like starts them in, and then he also is kind of like taps them out. But the kind of presentation of it all, and once again, if you're only listening, he's kind of the first one to move, and he's like in the center. There's 5 cymbal players, and he's standing in the center and kind of like starting a first visual to kind of get into the position that they will be playing in.
Yeah, I would definitely say that like the confidence of that main player is definitely setting up the rest of the like volume.
Yes.
Because this feature specifically, I really like all of the sound that they get out of their cymbals. Especially with like the dings that they're doing, because like those, it's really easy to not get a very like confident, solid sound, and they get a. It seems like they get a really good one every single time, and that just starts with like confidence. And it seems like that main guy in the middle is just doing just that. So
yes, you can like clearly see in like their preps and everything that they are intentionally hitting their cymbals, which is a huge contributor to like getting that sound. And like just presenting confidence is like like we've been saying is going to help you with that, and it clearly shows in this little 23 second clip like how much that improves your feature, just exuding confidence and being confident in your playing. So
yeah, these guys definitely know exactly where they want their hands to be at exactly what time. So
And kind of like what Ken was saying with the whole like how much sound they're getting out of their cymbals. Especially, I think what's impressive to me is like how loudly they can play zings. And like, you know, part of that is also like the cymbals they have and the quality of them. Like that contributes a lot to like how much sound they can get out of them. But like also like some of that is just like the skill of it. Because like being able to play like such like a delicate sound, but like loud enough that it's like readable. Especially like in these kind of like musical phrases. It's really cool.
Yeah, let's oh yes.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I also like the variety of sounds they use. How they're definitely very like ding heavy, right? But also like, you know, having some like alternation in there between like different sounds. I feel like it just adds like an extra layer of texture that makes it more enjoyable to listen to.
Yeah. Like just that at that point, like you could see the fastness of their preps. Like just that part is impressive. Every time.
What you were saying, Zane, about the intention, especially with those like crunches there or like the presses. You know, like you gotta put some forearm into those. And they know exactly what they're doing, you know.
You
And
can
this,
you can clearly like hear in like where notes are hitting. Like there's no mistaking
oh, for
it.
sure.
Like
Yeah, this is super readable, and like kind of like what Deanna was saying about like the zings. A lot of times in our show, we would think about putting zings in, and then we'd they just wouldn't be readable from the Fox. But these guys know exactly like they want those zings to be heard, you know.
yeah, and they're setting an example for people that like certain sounds that people may think that are not loud enough can be loud enough. But I also want to point out that their cymbals are bigger than ours, I think, that we use. So that is a contributor to that.
They also
I
look like they aren't super warped, which is nice. Yeah.
Yes. That is also a point. Yeah, but their cymbals look closer to the ones that I use at my university band. They might be one size smaller, but they do look very big. We use what is the size of our cymbals that we use? Say,
20s,
you know, 20s.
I believe so.
Yeah.
It's also like the thickness of them. They're a
Mhm.
lot heavier. So you can get those like louder sounds, kind of like darker tones.
Yeah.
Um, I think
I feel
the
like
other
that
thing
just
that
makes, oh, sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think the fact that they're heavier and like a lot bigger just makes the control a lot more impressive between like
Mhm.
across the whole line.
Mhm.
Definitely. And what I was gonna say was that I think something as well that is kind of specific to Pulse is I feel like you can see that there is a, a amount of respect for their symbol line because like during their shows and it's hard to tell in this specific context where we're looking at a lot video but they're given like a lot of space to like play those notes so like the attention tends to be very like focalized like on them rather than shared between them and maybe another section or them and like something else that might be going on the floor. So I think that as well kind of like adds to the effect that their features have because it is like all eyes on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Like now that I think about it, they kind of get front and center every time they have a feature.
Yeah. Let's watch that one more time and then we'll move on to the next symbol feature. Boop. Uh,
Yeah, even in that tap off alone, you can hear that main guy crescendo each sting. So there's just a lot of
also,
control happening in that group.
yeah. Also, one last comment. I heard it says, but it was like they held it out for like a very long time. I think it was like right here. That's very impressive. Where? No, it's further back. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, they kept that sound going for a little
That's
bit.
yeah. That says was held a long time. That's good. Yeah. Okay. Woo! Okay. This next video is from Strike Percussion in 2019. This is their subs finals lot. Recorded by our friends at Sea Line.
Yeah, and then let's
Oh yeah, this is later, isn't it?
let's skip forward to like.
Is it here?
Okay, it should be right here.
Where it's at now? Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This whole feature gives me chills. Like, I know it probably sounds like lame to say, but like, bro,
No,
it's
that's
just
valid.
it's amazing
And-
to watch.
And before we comment on it a little bit more, can we watch the next video, which it's still the same show, but this is from their finals run. The audio quality on this isn't as good, but you can actually kind of see how they're set up when they do this, because part of the feature is them kind of playing with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that is...
Yeah, Addicted. I don't believe I've seen this show either.
I actually watch this show a lot.
Did you see it in their actual show?
Yes,
Oh. Is that a cello?
it is. Hold on, I'll look back.
Oof. Wow.
Yeah, I could not. If I was in that audience, I probably would have like thrown my shirt or something. I'm not gonna lie. That's really amazing.
And like it was like, actually like louder in person. Obviously, like the audio quality in that one was just kind of got a little muddled.
Mhm.
But like I said, I was in the lot watching them do this, and I was losing my mind every single time. Where were we at? I'm a big fan of like just like complexity and like not just like how difficult the music is, but also like how layered it is, how like how much variety there is into it. So like that's like one of the big things that I really enjoy about this is that there's like so much going on, and especially in this like subslot they execute it really well.
Yeah, I think something that I actually really, really like about this feature is like we kind of talked about it earlier, but the symbols they on at least one of their symbols have like a smaller like splash symbol or something knotted into their like strap.
Yeah, I was gonna point that out too.
Yeah, so they're like they're playing super clean and like readable beats through like two symbols. Yeah, like if that makes any sense. It's like
Yeah,
a
because
lot of
that's
their here, let me watch that one more time. I don't know where the timestamp for it is though.
oh, I got it.
It's where we're at right now. Because they those first few notes that are kind of like in the bell tap position that they play, they use the splashes.
Yeah, they play like they're getting these like clean sizzes and stuff through these splash cymbals like on top of their regular cymbals. Their hi-hats are all super readable, like there's no any muffle of any kind. Like it's really clean.
Yeah. Not really related to their feature, but I like how they come into their feature, like with the acting. Really sets it up though.
Yeah, for those who are just like listening, they got some character work going on
Yeah.
right before they pop back into like a super intentional set position.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Yeah. That splash symbol sound is something I've never heard before, and that blew my mind. First time I saw this video, I was like, "Ooh, that's new." I really wonder how they did that though. I mean, I guess they would just put it through both knots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I think they did is they just put the strap through both symbols and then just tied it through the splash symbol. So
Yeah.
they
Oh,
kind of have some. After they finish playing it, they kind of have that little bit of swagger. So like they know what they did. They know that
hmm
they're.
They know what they did.
They know what they just did to the symbol community.
I'm looking for that last visual they did after their feature. Yeah, this.
Oh,
So
this little, like, What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they shoot their hand out of a loaded position to grab the edge of the cymbal. They take their thumb out of the strap and catch it.
It's super together too. Like I love that. Because advanced visuals like that is hard to get together. Like some people look slightly
Yeah,
different, slightly faster, slower, but they're really clean. And that's what I appreciate about that.
for sure. Because it looks like they kind of go directly back into that character work a little bit, like with that swagger I was talking about. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that might be extra character. The fact that visual right after all of those super difficult beats is like super together. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
Um, one of the parts of this that I really like, and you can't really see it from this angle of the video from their subplot, and you can like see it in the floor run, but you can't hear it as well. It's towards the end where they are like kind of like punching at each other's cymbals to kind of like play those notes.
Hmm.
So like it happens. So like right here is where they reset up the form.
Mm-hmm.
So the two on the outside kind of like start framing the two on the inside, and the two on the inside are the ones that are going back and forth, like punching each other's cymbals to like hit those notes.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that.
I think I noticed that when I was watching the performance video, the finals run.
Yeah, you can kind of see the movement in this video, them doing that. Yeah, you can see
there.
them do that.
Uh-huh.
So are they just punching it to, like make a what kind of sound is that?
Um, I'd say it's probably like kind of similar because I think they might be punching at the splashes. Um,
Oh
so
yeah.
I think it's similar to that kind of like bell tap sound on the splash,
Mm-hmm.
but a little harsher. Because I think it's slightly more muted. Um, so like, but since I guess they're hitting the splashes, you're still getting that splash sound, but you're not getting as much of the like the main cymbal sound. So I
Mm-hmm.
think they're like because the thing with those splashes, right, is that like even if they're able to play all these other notes, like and they're able to use their cymbals regularly for the rest of it, like um, they don't necessarily have like an easy way to mute those splashes, so they kind of have to let them resonate.
Yeah. Yeah. That was good. One other comment though, it's not like that drastic, but I'm seeing different energy levels from some of them, but they all do still have high energy, but it's not like how we looked at Pulse. It
Mhm.
was they all had like the same exact energy, and maybe that's a part of their show that they're supposed to have different energies here, but I can sense a little different energies from them. But they all still like obviously sound amazing and like play amazing and everything, but just slight energy changes.
Yeah, I think also because you know it's a very complex feature, right? Um,
Mhm.
and you know they're moving very fast. It's incorporating a lot of different elements. Um, I know, like personally, that like when I have something super difficult, like I sometimes get so lost in trying to do it right that I lose some of my energy a little bit. So I like, you know, that could partially play a role. I think they do a good job of like maintaining like a good baseline energy from all of them when it comes to
Yeah.
like executing something like this complex at this level. But I think it's hard not to like let yourself get super focused whenever you're doing something like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're probably doing it multiple times, right? I would assume that it would be physically taxing. Physically and mentally taxing.
Yeah. Okay, on to our next cymbal feature, which is pulse percussion from 2017 at their WGI Championship Finals round. Okay, what is the timestamp for this one?
It's 6:15.
Listen to this one.
Yeah, just a quick note. This show is so good. Sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Well, it's 2017.
Yes. Okay. So
Yeah. So I'd say that with this feature, right? Something that I like about it is how musical it is, how well it kind of matches the vibe, and not only like matches the vibe but adds to it. It really helps like set the stage for what's going on, and help contribute to the energy that's being created. I'm a big fan of the show in general. Like, it was amazing to see in person. But this feature specifically, I just really like how, like, even with, I guess, like slightly simpler rhythms, I say simpler, but it's still like, it's not just quarter notes, right? There's like shaping and structure, and like there's still a lot going on, but like compared to like some of the stuff we've been looking at so far, like rhythmically, it's a bit simpler, but the way that they shape it and like make it almost like lyrical, I think is really cool. The other thing that I really enjoy about this is, and if you're not watching, you can't necessarily see it, but they start this feature lying down, and they're like turning on the floor, and then they're kind of getting up into a crisscross pose. There's just like a lot of changing of positions, but they do it very fluidly, right? So they're doing this like lyrical feature, and they're doing this like really like smooth transitions with their body, and it all just really flows together really well to make something that's both like visually and like auditorily, I guess might be the word, appealing. Like it all kind of blends together to make a really engaging experience. It really draws you into the story, which like this show in general just kind of does. But yeah.
Yeah, this show, the theming is like a haunting of like a house, right?
Yeah, it's like the possession, the uninvited.
Yeah, so like having scissors in there is like a really good way to add to that theme, because like if you think about it, scissors are kind of like a, how would I'm trying to figure out how to describe this, describe them accurately to them.
They can be very eerie, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
using sounds that like in ways that kind of create that aura, right? And there are like some that just kind of like naturally have like certain energy to them. So like when we're thinking about like crash chokes and like tap chokes, it's usually a lot more like aggressive, sharper staccato. When we're thinking about like dings, it's usually a lot lighter, flowier, and like those things aren't always a standard. You can always like change it so that you're getting different effects depending on how you play it. But you can also kind of play to those sound strengths, which I think is kind of what happened with the way they use scissors, because like you're getting at, scissors are kind of eerie, especially when you play them in kind of an ominous way. They do kind of add to that mood.
Yeah, because if you think about it in the context of the show, like if you heard a sizz in your house and you know that you're the only one in the house and no one else plays cymbals in the house, you're like, what was that noise? That's creepy. Like, I don't want to hear that right now. And I don't know how this actor reacts to them doing that, but let's see. Oh, she's okay. I don't know what's happening here, but
Yeah, well, so I can actually explain this to you a little bit. So this is after like there was kind of like the conflict between the mother and the father. So like the daughter is kind of coming over trying to like help her mother like snap out of it, kind of like get back to reality. They're having this kind of like this, I guess, touching moment where they're trying to figure something out in this really scary, complicated situation.
hmm
So like that's the feature is very like it's light, it's delicate, but there's still like this edge of discomfort, I guess, right? So it's not just like light and airy and like nice and soothing. Like it's like light and like slightly nervous, which I think kind of contributes to like what the story is trying to do there.
yeah. Also, like
So
things. Go ahead, Ken.
sorry. I actually was gonna say that so I feel like the musicality of this feature, kind of like what you guys have been saying, really, really contributes to the like because the show is like, about a haunting, like possession. And honestly to me, I feel like the sizzes sound a lot like hissing.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Yes.
I feel like the sound of the cymbals themselves, not just how they're being played, um creates that like light tone that Deanna was talking about, but also the but like the taps, I feel like add that like very that edge, because like it's
Mm-hmm.
just that little bit more that that you would want in that kind of moment, because it's
Yeah.
almost comforting. You can see that there's comfort happening on the floor, but you can also hear it, like feel it through the music. But
hmm
you know that it's not safe because you can still see all of these the other drummers who are like kind of the ghosts in the house in the background.
Yeah.
So I feel like visually and musically it just feels haunting. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's look at that in full one more time, and then. Oh. Yeah, even that last part was still like a very like good like rhythmically a good cymbal feature like before they started moving.
I feel
Yeah.
like it was just a perfect bit of like complex that moment needed too. It wasn't like, Strike had that super complicated rhythmic element of their feature, but it like this one had more like emotion, I feel like
Yeah.
it conveyed more emotion to the show than like rhythmic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of times with Cymbal features, like, I love hearing something like super cool and complicated. Um, but a lot of times like people end up resorting to just uh, you know, fast hi-hats back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And like, it's cool, but you know, at this point in time, we've seen it a lot. And when you're doing the same thing over and over again, it tends to get it gets repetitive, right? So I think this is like a really good example of like how like simple can sometimes be better whenever it's done complexly.
This show is my first introduction to WGI, along with Infinity 2019. Like I didn't watch these shows in person, but when I was in high school, they played these for everyone who showed up to like the interest camps, and so I watched this and I was like, oh my god, like like I didn't realize that playing drums and could tell like such a story. Even though I was in marching band at that point, and I like knew that like we played shows that had themes, I had no idea that it could convey so much like emotion. Um, so yeah, watching this, watching this again and like knowing what all of it is and like knowing how a lot of these work and how what kind of work goes into the production of these kind of things, it's like a lot more interesting.
Anything else to say on that video?
I think we're
Yes,
good.
Pulse 2017, we all say in unison.
Yes, Pulse 2017.
Okay, so this next Cymbal feature is from Atlanta Quest in 2023 with their show Bring Me a Dream.
Okay,
Yes, Atlanta Quest.
Yes, Atlanta Quest 2013, not 2013, 2023. I do believe this might be at 2:30. I thought for some reason it was 3 minutes past that, but I do know that the feature does happen in the 2-minute area.
Yeah, 2:30 is right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
You. Yeah.
Yeah, so this one kind of reminds me a lot of how it definitely with the difficulty progressed as the feature went on, because this was a pretty long cymbal feature, you know. We don't usually get this much time to
Yeah.
On a
play
clear
and
floor.
have the floor. Yeah. These cymbals were front and center. Well, maybe not front and center, but like, you know, like they had the whole floor to themselves at that point. So they shared this like feature with the front ensemble. Um, and I felt like they did an amazing job. Because this is one of the first groups that I actually got to see in person at WGI, like in Dayton. Um, and so this was really, really cool because I thought that they did a fantastic job matching the front ensemble with their sounds. They like I felt like they were not overbearing in any way. I felt like they only contributed rather than like take anything away.
Yeah.
And I really, really also like the visual element of them playing with the sand while other people were playing notes. So that was really interesting. So
Yeah, I just remember I specifically remember seeing this show, like this exact performance last year, and I was just like, I was one of those people yelling right at the end because it's a very impactful moment in this part of the show, and I was just like, cymbals like can do abstract things. They don't have to just be cymbals all the time. They can be sand, or they can be, I don't know, whatever else. Oh, why did it just play? Okay, or they can be whatever else they want to be, right? It, like I like when people experiment with the idea of playing with symbols.
definitely agree with that because you know, in a lot of these other features, we do see them doing visuals along with their performance, like note wise or body. And yeah, I did say that they were playing with sand, but that's kind of like the only thing they're doing, you know? Like they're definitely showing off these flashpoints of their symbols. Um, but there's no like intense visuals that lead into this feature.
Yeah,
So like this is like strictly like musical showing. They're like showing off only their musical abilities here. Um, which I do really enjoy actually.
yeah, it's really impressive. Just like the ideas that come out of people's minds with some of these Cymbal features, because you can tell that people are getting tired of like doing the same exact things, and they want to be seen as being different. Like, look at us.
Yeah.
I know our shows are not as popular, but we kind of like to embody that aspect of being different and stuff. But like I like this show for being different as well, because
Yeah.
I've never seen something like this with cymbals, and I don't think anyone else has ever done something like this with cymbals. So hopefully we get more iterations of this.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
I
Yeah, I love the duet between the front ensemble and the cymbals here.
Yeah.
they work together really well. I think as well, like not only is like the stage set to set the vibe, but the way they're playing and the sounds they're playing really kind of creates the environment. I feel like in the beginning, it's the way that they're playing the dings, especially like kind of bouncing off each other, is it sounds kind of like echoey, and it's giving this like dream-like state, right? It's a very dreamy feature, which goes with the theme of the show, where like they were connecting things back to sleeping and things like that. Also, not only just being dreamy, but the connection with the sand, like the way they're playing, kind of being reminiscent to the lightness of the sand falling. Uh, Something that I also noticed was so how they start kind of like lighter and more echoey. Once they begin to stand up, it starts to become, and the notes start getting more complex.
Mhm.
It starts sounding like, to me, it kind of sounded like tiny sand, like particles of sand dropping. Like if you put a microphone to like a pile of sand whenever you were dropping it on a table, and you heard like each speck hit the table, like that.
Mhm.
That's kind of what it reminded me of. So like,
Oh, do you need sound?
uh, yeah. So it's like light, harsher, and then this part. Because it kind of sounds like a pitter patter to me for that, when they're kind of doing the back and forth taps. I believe they're
Yeah.
in muted tap right there too.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah, I didn't
personally
think it's cool.
muted tap is my worst nemesis, because it's really hard to get some like readability out of it without like really slamming it. And it's a little easier when you have better cymbals, like better quality cymbals.
Mhm.
But also just the way that they kind of embrace that softer muted aspect of those muted taps, and used it to contribute to um, the energy that they were creating, and like the vision that they made. I feel like this feature, it's something that I could just close my eyes and just listen to. Looking at it visually, it's super appealing, right? But I could just close my eyes and listen to it, and I'd be able to picture what they were doing, just because like that's how like musical it is, in my opinion, and how like lyrical it is, I guess. Uh,
Yeah.
and I really like seeing groups get that kind of musicality out of cymbals. Um, you know, we are past the times of just like, cymbals can only do crashes and crash chokes and sizzes, right? Um, and when we do those sounds, we can do them in different ways to create different effects. And I think this really exemplifies that in a really cool and innovative way.
Yep. Okay, let's watch that one more time, and then on to the next one.
Of endless dreamers.
The way they move their bodies too,
Yeah.
Super
just
fluid.
dreamy. I know I said there wasn't much of a visual element, but it's because they're not really doing any like flips or buckets or anything. They're just moving their bodies super flowly and allowing the cymbals to be an extension of their hands. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this next one we have is from Infinity in 2019.
yes,
The way
Infinity.
this is,
We all say in unison.
huh?
Yes, Infinity 2019. We all said in unison.
This was also another one of those. This was the other show that I was introduced to WGI with. So
Do we have the timestamp for this one?
Yeah, I just set it up. We're at 2:08.
Here. Okay. Let's watch this one. I love the theatrics of that. I love it. They are so expressive. It sells it.
Yeah. I like this one a lot. It's really cute. Like obviously, it's hard to talk about Infinity 2019 show and not mention any of the visual aspects of it, because it was such like a visually engaging show on so many different levels. Like, you know, it's a big circus, right? So there is a lot going on. But the thing that I really liked about this feature was this was one that was definitely more rhythmically complex. But something I liked about how they did that was, while still being rhythmically complex, they still maintained the energy of the show, that kind of like fun, lighthearted energy. So, you know, they're doing these like, you know, really like complex things, but it it doesn't feel super serious. Like it doesn't feel super. It doesn't change the vibe of it. Just because now they're doing these harsher rhythms, super fast. Like they do it in ways that really contribute to the story they're trying to tell. I think also like the little car honk that they have before they go in for like the run back and forth down the line. It's kind of like a cute little lead up to it. Kind of like a watch this moment. Yeah.
Something I really, really like about this feature is I think you kind of tapped into this a little bit, Deanna, but regardless of the fact that there is a giant circus happening behind them, and this like main actor who is like playing with this like random prop, and like, you know, you can the quads are probably missing at this point, like about to put their stilts on, you know. There's like a lot of different elements going on. They still managed to steal the spotlight for their feature. I also think that the musical aspect of this feature, the way that it's written to highlight the front ensemble, is just done really, really well. And the you know, that little tap feature, I think they were using taps or hi-hats for that last part. Where I'm pretty sure it was like 6 tuplets.
I think it's taps.
It was, huh?
I think they were in taps.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were taps. It was their third, or it was their first, third, and fifth cymbal, I think, down that line. Just passing them back and forth, and I thought that was really fun. But yeah, they maintain that performance energy regardless of the fact that they're playing these really hard things. So it doesn't feel like they're playing these things, but you can definitely like you see it with your own eyes and you can hear it that they're playing it. So it's just I think it really does hold on to that like super fun playful energy of the whole show. So
Yeah.
And especially I know this is personally for me when I'm playing like harder rhythms. I have the tendency to kind of like go a little harder with my sounds, just so I can like make sure that I'm, you know, getting my notes in time and things like that. But I think they do a really good job of maintaining the lightness of some of the sounds. Like when their sounds are supposed to be light, they're light, and whenever they're supposed to be like sharper, they're sharp, right? But they don't ever necessarily feel heavy. They do a really good job of maintaining a lot of control throughout their feature, even whenever they're doing that the like tap down the line. Uh, that would be something where you might find yourself accidentally just like cranking it, right? Just because you really want to make sure you're hitting like exactly on your note, especially when you're playing so many notes like in such a short amount of time. But they still manage to keep it lighter and like really controlled. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, sorry, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. You're good, Ken.
Oh, dude, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, go ahead then.
Well, I was going to say I don't really have anything left to say either because y'all pretty much hit all the points that were standing out. But I just love their performance aspect of it. I also like the musical aspect, but it's also important to keep in mind that you're performing for people. So if you're just like static, it's not going to be as appealing. The fact that they can have both is great and improves on like the I don't really know what I'm trying to get at here, but it just improves upon their show aspect, I guess. Let's say that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Really continue to hold their show their performance like at the same level as they hold their musical and visual performance. So
Yeah. Right. Any other comments?
I love you in 2019.
Okay, one more time and then we'll move on to our last video. Amazing.
Do you guys think that that Cymbal who juggled before in the show like came into the season knowing how to juggle, or do you think he had to learn?
Oh, maybe.
Requirement for joining the line was knowing how to juggle.
Knowing Cymbal player, she probably experimented with that at one point in the season. They were like, "Oh, that's in," and then he just was a natural at it. Never tried it before.
I'm pretty positive he had spray painted practice cymbals gold and just started going at it. So
Yeah.
Which do you think would be funnier if they found a cymbal player and then made him learn how to juggle, or found a juggler and made him learn how to play cymbals?
like
Found a juggler. That's funny. That's more funny.
they were like, we're taking you.
a little bit unrelated, but I went to a music festival this last weekend, and I was watching the Foo Fighters, and there's like 3 people, and they were just juggling the entire concert, and the concert was like an hour. It was like 3 hours long, and the entire time in this super packed like field, they were just juggling, and it
Oh
was
my
like
God.
I was like, what is wrong with you? So maybe
They were
it's
hyped.
something like that, and they just recruited a juggler, and they were like, you're better levels.
They're like, you seem pretty good with your hands. We have an activity for you.
You know how to juggle? I bet you also know how to put a symbol on those hands.
All right, our last video is kind of a funny one, but I still feel like it's valid because
Yeah, I don't think anyone except for Zane was expecting this video to show up in this this episode today.
It is a cymbal feature, so we're gonna look at the hardest cymbal feature of 2022 by EMC Dump.
EMC dump. Oh, oh. I wouldn't quite say that's strike level, but definitely knowing that he is the only person playing in that line, there's just 4 of him. That is pretty fun. So
You know what, Ken? It may not be. It's not strike level. It's above strike level. Get it
what
right.
makes you
You know, we all have opinions, right?
I would never go far enough to say that someone is incorrect, but I will say that Zane Mack is wrong. I will break my own rule to say that this is not a correct opinion.
Craig supports me. That's all I care about.
I'm sure Craig does support you.
All right. Any comments about that? He was kind of in one pose the whole time. So
Yeah, there was no real different.
We slow it
like,
down.
eh.
huh?
We slow it down. It started so quickly.
I will say that this one is way more different than any of the other ones we listened to because those were all a performance. Those were all in like a big show. And this one it was just for fun. So there's like literally no performance aspect, which is something that I know we all like enjoy seeing when it comes to playing music.
This is
he
a
does
big show.
You think so? This
This
10-second
is
video?
Squid Games. This is Squid Games, and he's performing by doing what the employees do. They just stand there.
You think if he ticks, they'll kill him?
Yeah. This is one of the challenges.
Alright, let's watch it one more time.
Okay, this is slow down.
Slow it down a little bit. I won't say that crash is kind of reminds me of an AV crash almost, just in a really like weird, like
Yeah.
variation of a horizontal and hi-hat position.
The triplets in what's the sixth thing called? I'm not really musically inclined.
Sextuplet.
Yeah.
I think he's playing like in concert style.
Yeah, it doesn't. Here, hold on. I'm gonna play it again real quick, just so I can see his hand. Yeah, I can't tell exactly if he's I think he's holding it in strap, like in a loaded position. His fingers are all together. So like it's definitely obvious this dude plays drums and not cymbals for the most part. Just because he's rhythmically talented does not mean
Locked.
Yeah.
I have one more that I think we should watch now that I'm thinking about it.
Pull it up.
Oh, don't worry, I will.
Don't you?
All right.
We,
Hold on,
a
It's in there
surprise
too.
cymbal feature. Oh, surprise cymbal
That's
feature. by- Yeah.
Part 2, bro.
Wait.
Oh no, D.
Yeah. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, it's still
this
slow.
is
Oh my god. No. I got it.
I wonder how the rest of their ensemble felt at this moment. I hope this is no one's age out. This does not look like the this is just a championship, it looks like, but
Best show of the year.
I like how the you can tell that one of their instructors over here, like one of their staff members, is like, "All right, guys, that's a wrap." Gets up, he's like, "Great job."
Yeah, I think this was just a qualifier competition, which is why I think they had to go on the floor and do something.
Yeah.
So that's
I
Is it
wonder what
it's-
score they got.
obviously 100. What do you?
Yeah,
What?
dude, that was a perfect score. Are you crazy?
How could that be better?
I don't know, to be
Imagine that
honest.
was Dayton. Imagine they went on the floor and that was Dayton. That would be so horrible.
Oh, I would cry.
Yeah. Well, at least we can see this fantastic symbol line, I guess. They know the importance of keeping their symbols with them and not on the trailer.
Amen.
Huh.
We all must learn that lesson one way or another.
One way or another, we will keep our symbols bags with us. I don't know why this guy has bongos. Like, I guess maybe he was
Emergency
like,
bongos.
They have their emergency bongo kit. So
Yeah, it was in a fancy box, which is also weirdly
they had
specific.
to like break the lock off of it and be like, dude, it's time. Like, I know this is a joke, but like, we actually need them right now.
The director was like, listen, okay, we're in a bit of a pinch. I need you to get it. It's like the nuclear button, but instead of a nuclear button, it's just like cracking open the case on the bongos. It's time.
It's time. It's like in those movies where it's like, I thought I'd never have to say it, but Jeremy, play those bongos.
Yeah. All right, so
I remember I was so stupid when I first watched it.
so
Alright, go on, Zane.
for the viewers, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of us watching our favorite symbol features. It kind of go off the rails at the end there, but it adds to the entertainment. This has been our third episode, yes, of doing this podcast, and we hope to have millions more. We will never die. Yeah. Yeah.
I might die at some point in time. I think
that is false. Do not believe her.
I don't know how young Craig is in this call, but I do believe that I may be the youngest. So maybe I'll be around 1 million. But
I have been your host, Zane Mack, joined by Deanna Smith.
Me.
And Ken Meyer.
Hooray!
We hope to see y'all again for the 4th episode, where we'll be watching symbol sequences. Yeah.
Visuals, yay!
Hey!
All right. Bye.
Bye.